Okay, I'm here with my WWE Friday Night Smackdown review for February 17th, 2012. Man, this show was so boring. This was a bad SmackDown. I did not like this at all. This was horrible. Horrible, horrible show. I feel sorry for people who paid the crazy amount of money WWE asked them to pay to come see this show. I mean, it was just not worth it. I couldn't believe it. I thought there would be something good, but there was not anything at all. They were in Fresno, California, and the show starts off with a recap of Monday Night Raw with Daniel Bryan laying out Randy Orton and Big Show. Um, Randy Orton's backstage with Teddy Long. Teddy says he has a concussion, which he received on Raw from Daniel Bryan. And this is all legit as far as I know. He really did suffer a concussion and can't compete. But Teddy says he has a concussion and he can't compete, tells him security is going to escort him out because he knows how Randy is and he knows his temper. Says that he's out for tonight and he's out for the Elimination Chamber. He's sorry, he understands how he feels, but he can't let him compete. So the next match starts, or the first match starts, and it's Big Show and the Great Khali versus Cody Rhodes and Wade Barrett. I was kind of hoping to see a SmackDown debate. You know how they had all the guys line up for a debate on Raw? I was kind of hoping to do that with SmackDown just so I could hear the Great Khali mumble some words. Like, I really wanted to see that, but so they have the match. Wade Barrett comes out. He still has that horrible new music. His old music was awesome. His new music sucks. Big Show wins with a choke slam on Wade Barrett. It was okay. It was as good as you would expect a Big Show Khali match to be. Um, After the match, the Great Khali comes up to the Big Show. Big Show punches him in the face with the WMD. It actually looked really nasty, like he messed up Great Khali, but it looked good. So they're both in the chamber. It makes sense. Backstage, Teddy Long is on the phone talking about Randy Orton and his condition. Mark Henry shows up. He wants his spot in the chamber. Big Show shows up and says he did Teddy a favor. Now he wants a match with Daniel Bryan tonight. Henry tells him that he was here first, wait his turn, and take that heavy breathing and drooling somewhere else. So Big Show punches him in the face with a WMD and lays out Mark Henry. Then he tells Teddy to give him what he wants, and he just starts destroying Teddy's office, his room. He's throwing the couch, he punches the TV, he's going nuts. So backstage, Teddy's telling some security guards to escort Big Show out of the arena for threatening him. One of the guards says, "I'm not going anywhere near that angry giant." Horrible acting. It's stupid. Teddy goes and says, "Alright, I'm going to go get back up." Then the next match is Ted DiBiase versus Hunico. Why do we keep having to see this match over and over and over again? I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day when I watch SmackDown. It's been months. It's not getting over. No one cares. Stop doing it. So the match goes on. Camacho drops DiBiase's hurt arm over the rope. Hunico gets a roll up and Hunico wins, which means this isn't over. DiBiase's beat Hunico the past couple times. You'd think that in this feud, but Hunico just beat him tonight. That means this isn't over. No, this is going to keep going. So they do a recap of Raw with HBK, Triple H, and Undertaker's promo. That was probably the best thing on this show. As crazy as it sounds. The match is the Usos versus Primo and Epico. The Usos look good in this match. Primo and Epico look good, but eventually Primo won with a backstabber. It was okay. Michael Cole says that they just got word that the Big Show left voluntarily. So Show and Orton are both gone. So nothing came of that. He just leaves and never shows up again. Then Daniel Bryan comes out. He says on Raw he got 2 for the price of 1. He said he showed everyone who he really is and what he's about. shows the footage from Raw again, talks about how Show and Orton aren't there and they aren't real men, because if they had any guts, they would be there to face him now, which was pretty good. You know, he's cutting a promo on guys he knows aren't in the arena. Um, he says they are afraid, and everyone's afraid of Daniel Bryan, and they're afraid of tapping out and looking ridiculous. He says he keeps on winning. None of the fans had faith he would ever be champion, but he proved them wrong and will do it again at the Chamber. Says he's faced overwhelming odds all his life. He's facing overwhelming odds at the Elimination Chamber, and he's going to beat those odds, just like he would have beat Randy Orton in the match that was supposed to happen tonight. So, to make it official, he asked the ring announcer to announce him the winner of the match by forfeit. So Lillian Garcia does it, and then he does his yes, yes, yes thing as soon as she announces him the winner. That was pretty awesome, actually. Teddy Long comes out and says, everyone wants to see Daniel Bryan compete tonight, and he has a wrestler who has volunteered to do so. And all of a sudden, Sheamus comes out. So we get Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. One thing I thought was funny here was on commentary, Booker T says that Daniel Bryan's, you know, he was one of his biggest supporters, but he's starting to let him down with this attitude of his. And Michael Cole says, I'm starting to come around. And Booker's like, of course you are. So that's good, because eventually, you know, if Michael Cole stops making fun of Daniel Bryan, I think that could really help Daniel Bryan. So they have a match, and Daniel Bryan grabs the belt. Sheamus stops him from trying to leave. One spot I didn't like in this match was Daniel Bryan goes for the label lock, and Sheamus powers out of it. But he's holding his arm, and they're both kind of spinning in circles on the mat, and it just did not look believable. It looked like Sheamus could have easily gotten out of this, and it looked bad. I did not like it. Sheamus starts to attack him in the corner, and Daniel Bryan slaps him, which sends Sheamus into a rage, and he starts attacking him and going crazy. Then something happens, and we don't get to see it. The only thing I can assume is, since it's SmackDown and it's a tape show and they can edit things out for TV, I think there was a botch here, because it cuts to a fan, and we hear like, oh, and the crowd like going, oh, and then it cuts back, and Sheamus looks angry, and then he starts attacking Daniel Bryan again, like he slapped him in the face again. So I have no idea what the hell happened here. Or maybe the cameraman just sucked and nobody got a good shot of what happened. They were too busy filming fans. But they filmed this fan for while the finish was happening. So that was really weird. But anyway, he basically forces Sheamus to get angry at him. Sheamus tries to attack him. The referee tries to stop him. He pushes the ref and gets himself disqualified. So Daniel Bryan wins. Teddy Long backstage is watching the footage of Daniel Bryan's win by disqualification, and he's shaking his head. Wade Barrett comes in, and he wants to know who Orton's replacement's going to be in the Chamber. Cody Rhodes comes in and says, Wade, what are you doing back here? Are you licking your wounds after your latest loss? And I'm thinking, you're a tag team. The last 2 matches you guys have had were tag team matches together. His loss is your loss. Yeah, Wade Barrett's the one who lost the match by the chokeslam, but you still lost. So Teddy says that there's going to be a battle royal tonight to see who's going to be in the Elimination Chamber taking Orton's spot. They showed the Rock movie promotion video. They showed on Raw him promoting that movie and going all around the town or whatever. Then Jinder Mahal comes out. He puts his turban in the glass case again. And he wrestles Ezekiel Jackson. This was, boring. This whole show was boring. They fuck up a spot too. At one point, Jinder Mahal gets him in a camel clutch, and Jackson powers out of it. So Jinder has him in a sleeper hold instead. Well, Jinder Mahal is supposed to stay on Ezekiel Jackson's back, but when Zeke goes to stand up, Jinder falls off. So he runs and quickly jumps on his back again, and then they do the spot where Ezekiel Jackson runs backwards into the turnbuckle, slamming Jinder Mahal into it. So it was just a botch. Eventually, Jinder gets him back in the camel clutch, and Ezekiel Jackson taps out. Nobody really cares. They show a Jimmy Snuka footage video to hype Tamina. Tamina and Alicia Fox versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya is the next match. I wrote down here in my notes when this match started, I said no farting skit. That's weird. I expected them to do the farting thing. I was wrong. There is a farting skit. So Natalya tags herself in and she starts to beat down on Alicia Fox. And she gets Alicia Fox in the sharpshooter. And the referee, instead of asking Alicia if she gives up, he gets up and starts holding his nose. Like, oh, what's that smell? And Natalya gets up and says, what are you doing? And he says, what are you doing? Why would you do that? I don't know. This entire thing is stupid. So yeah, the referee couldn't, do his job because Natalya farts in the ring, and it's so horrible he can no longer do his job. Just brutally bad. So Natalya's talking to the ref. Tamina runs in, hits a Samoan drop, hits a superfly splash for the win. Beth Phoenix runs in, gets a super kick. Tamina goes up for a splash on Beth Phoenix, but Beth escapes. Teddy's on the phone again backstage when Laurinaitis and David Otunga show up. Laurinaitis asks him what he's doing, putting a no-name guy in a battle royal where he could possibly be in the chamber. Like, why would you put a no-name guy in the elimination chamber? He says he's going to bring some excitement to SmackDown. He's going to bring in an exciting wrestler and the next world champion, David Otunga. So Teddy says all lawyer types got a stank on him. They recap Kane and pushing Zack Ryder off the stage from Raw. And then we get the wild card battle royal. Just a lot of jabronis in this battle royal. Otunga gets his own entrance. Everybody else has to walk down together. The biggest names in this battle royal are David Otunga, Drew McIntyre, Santino, and Justin Gabriel. I am not making this shit up. It is a Superstars NXT battle royal. It was horrible. It was so boring. Once again, I feel sorry for people who bought tickets and this is their main event. Just dog shit. The only good thing that happened was Primo and Justin Gabriel do some cool teases on trying to eliminate each other, and that was pretty good, but other than that, it was bad. The final four are Santino, Drew McIntyre, Ezekiel, and David Otunga. Ezekiel Jackson. Santino eliminates David Otunga for the win, and Santino is going to be replacing Randy Orton in the Elimination Chamber. When he eliminated David Otunga, Otunga's foot kind of got caught in the ropes. It looked like he could have snapped his ankle, but I haven't heard anything, so I assume he's fine, but he got lucky surviving that. But anyway, that's the big news. That's the end of the show. I did not like this show. It was boring. It just sucked all around. I think that Santino being in the Elimination Chamber, because Randy Orton cannot do it, is I am interested to see that. Because of the way he wrestles, he's a comedy wrestler, and he's supposed to go into this dangerous, crazy match. I also don't know if it's going to happen. Mark Henry's still injured. If this Randy Orton thing is legit, and they're going with Santino, and this is the SmackDown Go Home show here, so I assume that if they're going to advertise it, they want people to buy the pay-per-view. So I think the Randy Orton thing must be legit. The only thing I can see happening is at the pay-per-view, Christian comes out and maybe lays out Santino backstage or something like that, and then takes his spot in the chamber. But even if that doesn't happen, and we have a SmackDown chamber with Daniel Bryan, the Great Khali, Santino, Big Show, Wade Barrett, and Cody Rhodes, at least Santino could be a little bit of an original idea, and it could add something to the chamber in its own crazy way. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But that's my review for today. I hope you guys like this review. I'll be doing now that I've seen all the shows and the pay-per-views, the next show, I'm going to do an Elimination Chamber prediction show this afternoon. And for those who like the movie reviews, I will be back this afternoon reviewing the new Ghost Rider movie after I go see it. So I hope you guys like this review. Subscribe to my channel, like the videos, leave some comments, and thanks for listening. Bye.